So it turns out Mississippi just erected a giant Christian cross. I'm going to show you a picture of it. That's it right there. It's 120 feet tall. It is 60 feet wide. It is 0% useful. But the important thing about this, there it is. A giant cross erected along Aberdeen Highway. This is in Aberdeen, Mississippi. It's giant. You can see the community coming out to celebrate the installation of this giant cross. But the only important thing to point out in this article is down here. The project cost $240,000. It's $250,000 almost. This giant Christian cross that they just erected in like rural Mississippi. They've been fundraising for this for like 3 years. They finally got the money they needed. It's $250,000. And the thing is, I mean, we can all joke about that's a dumb use of money because it is. This is apparently the 14th giant Christian cross that has been put up in Mississippi. And according to the guy constructing them all, this is the 20th giant cross his company has put up. That's $4.8 million on these structures. All of these appear to be legal. Like the nonprofits were formed to raise money for this. It's all donations. It's not government money, but it doesn't mean any of us have to take it seriously. But it does raise a lot of questions. For example, why are these people deluded enough to think that the one thing lacking in Mississippi is a symbol of Christianity? Why do you need a cross in Mississippi? If you said we need a cross in like Vermont or Oregon, okay, fine, we can have a conversation, I guess. But Mississippi, look at this. This is a map of the most religious states in America. The more blue it is, the more religious it is. And you could see above my head, Mississippi is tied for number one most religious state in the country with Alabama. Like, they're not lacking Christianity in Mississippi. So what are we doing with this giant cross? Also, if someone said, I was driving down the road and I saw a giant Christian cross on the side of the highway and then I converted, how seriously would you take that person's declaration of faith? Like, come on, if you converted because you saw a cross on the side of the highway, I don't think your faith is that strong. Am I being judgmental? Yes. And I've earned it. There are also elected officials who are promoting these crosses, which I don't love. In this case, in Aberdeen, the cross was apparently a dream of the Monroe County Sheriff and the Mississippi Northern District Public Service Commissioner. And a different cross was literally endorsed by a sheriff who was on the Cross Project Committee. I'm not saying the government's paying for this stuff, but there are people who are government officials who are using their titles to endorse what's going on here. That's messed up. If the argument is that we need to put up this cross to send people a message about Christianity in the hopes that they will convert, I'm just saying, if you use that $240,000 and donated it to like a children's hospital, or you decided to set up a food truck to give food to the needy, I think that would be a better marketing tool to bring people to Christianity than putting up a giant cross that helps nobody. Like, in terms of getting more bang for your buck, who are you helping with this? Nobody. Like, I don't get it. I don't get the strategy behind this. But I think the thing that was most messed up was a comment made by the constructor who made most of these crosses. Here's what he said, which again, I think is silly. This is from an older article. That's why the formatting is weird. But look at this. As a Christian businessman, Mike Rozier sees these projects as his ministry. I've had people ask me almost on every cross, that's a lot of money to spend on a cross just for people to drive by and look at. I tell them, yes, it is. We need to spend that money on other things to further the kingdom of God also. But if one person drives down Highway 45 and looks at this cross and thinks about what Jesus did for him, and he has a conversion moment, it's worth every penny. It is not. I'm sorry. It's not worth every penny. Maybe $2, but it's not worth $240,000. That's a dumb thing to say. But it's not as dumb as what that same constructor, Mike Rozier, said in a different article about this Aberdeen cross that just went up. Oh, you're going to laugh at this one. Mike Rozier said this cross is the 14th in Mississippi and the 20th the company has installed overall. Everywhere you look, people say Mississippi is number 49 or 50 and this or that. We're number 1 in the number of crosses in just one state. Like, my dude, that is not the flex you think it is. We're 50th in healthcare. We're 49th in education. But we're number 1 when it comes to wasting our money on stupid Christian shit that anyone can look at if they don't know how the internet works. Like, how does this help? You're not even helping your own case. And I had to look this up too because I didn't know much about Aberdeen, Mississippi. But look at this is from Data USA. I don't know how accurate these are, but this is the first thing I found. Look at this number next to my head here. The 2021 median household income is under 50,000. That's a household income of under 50,000. That's not a lot. And the 2021 poverty rate, 20.7%. Like 1 out of 5 people in Aberdeen live in poverty. And these people are like, we have a giant box full of $240,000. What can we do with it? Let's put up a thing for Jesus that no one cares about. Like, buddy, that's why you're all poor. You're not helping anybody. You could have taken $240,000, built a house, and like let homeless people stay in it. And that would have been a better use of your money and better marketing for Christianity than whatever the hell you think you're doing. I mean, some cities invest in new businesses. Some churches use donations to help their communities. These people are spending their money on a monument to a faith that pretty much everyone in the community already belongs to. It's no wonder Mississippi, more than so many other states, is suffering from brain drain, where the people with the most formal education are like, I need to get the hell out of here and take my talents to Long Beach, South Beach, instead of bringing it back home and bringing money to my community. One last thing I want to point out here. When I was researching this, I saw this picture. This is of the Aberdeen Cross. And the thing I circled right above my head here, there's this sign right outside that Aberdeen Cross. And I know you can't see it. It says dispensary. There is a legal weed dispensary, like right across the street from this place. I don't know the nature of it. It's called Wildflower Medical Dispensary, so maybe it's not just a weed dispensary. But one of the things that made me laugh is there was a comment someone posted because this dispensary has been putting up videos of the cross going up on its Facebook page. And someone commented, here it is. That was so cool to watch. Can't wait for 420. Like, completely serious. No hypocrisy there, just some good times. Which, to be fair, I mean, if you got to stand next to this giant cross all day, you probably need some weed.